You might have noticed my new merch here. Just kidding, it's not mine. It's actually PewDiePie's. PewDiePie's got some new merch that just dropped, and he is a father. I've been a long subscriber of PewDiePie, and I don't know. I'm just excited to see that guy. He's starting his life as a father. I'm soon to start mine. Not that we're friends or anything parallel happens, but yeah, I got some new merch just to support. So we will be coming out with some new merch soon as well. So keep an eye on that. But now that I'm done with my spiel, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Shit Gigs and Topics. Today, who are you? What do you do? What are you doing? What do you want to do? I got a man next to me that I don't actually know. So don't look at me with that face. You don't know me, I don't know you, but we're going to get close. What I do know about you is that you like to go to the gym.
Yep.
And that's where we had met. And you want to work on your legs because they're scrawny. His words, not mine.
Okay.
Who are you?
My name is Stephen Kent. Yep, I am a dad first off, so shout out to being a father.
Shout out to being a father. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm a welder. I'm a race car driver, a caffeine addict, and a gym enthusiast.
Oh, what?
That'd be
Okay.
the best way to put it all. Yeah.
Okay. I know you're a gym enthusiast for one because this guy, so I have to be at the gym at 6 a.m. If you guys know that, I'm at the gym at 6 in the morning. So if you're at the gym at 6 in the morning, I know you're not there because of anything more than, your discipline or, you want to be there, right?
Sure.
You're there at 6 a.m.
Yeah. My life is kind of hectic after work, so I got to get it in before work.
But a lot of times people will probably either wait or they won't wake up early enough to get into the gym at that time.
That's what pre-workout's for. It gets you going. Gets
Dude,
the people
yeah,
going.
honestly. Okay, so do you take your pre-workout? Like you wake up, take pre-workout, and just go straight to the gym?
Oh, I got to brush my teeth first, and then I'll hit the pre-workout.
And then brush your teeth again?
No.
I'll drink the pre-workout, then brush my teeth.
I can't do that.
Why?
I don't know. I just like the pre-workout on fresh mouth.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I like the taste of the pre-workout kind of like for the most part. Like, and what do you shake yours like with an entire bottle or do you take that just like a dry scoop?
Okay, so
Well, because I take like a gulp and then
yeah,
a scoop and then
I'm
swish it in my
probably
mouth.
way more different than everybody else. I turn mine into like an icy.
Oh, well that's probably why then. Every morning you have an icy?
Hell yeah.
What the
I like cold drinks. I like margaritas.
Even if it's cold in that, like it's like now, like moving into winter now.
Yep. I get up a little bit earlier.
Fall.
A little bit earlier.
Really?
Make sure I get in the sauna before I start working out, and I'm good to go. Whatever.
That's a good idea, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause it starts to get pretty cold in the gym, and I don't like that.
Nah,
I don't like having like a cold sweat.
I'm typically not the kind of guy that even in the summer I don't wear a ton of tank tops or anything like that. So in the winter I don't mind bundling up and hiding everything. I'm not there to impress everybody else. I'm there to battle myself more than anything.
That's real. I don't really wear too much, and that's more or less just my preference. I'm more comfortable in less clothing. I don't know. Like I got my sweater on for one to represent, but two, I keep it 68 in my house, so and my shorts are short, so that's why I
Damn.
put in a little extra. Yeah.
68.
Yeah, 68, baby. Uh-huh.
Chilly.
Chilly, yeah. No, it's so 70 degrees is the optimal temperature, right? So if it's 70 degrees, you walk into a house, you're like, oh yeah, this is beautiful. I love this, right?
Yep.
If you walk into a house at 68, 2 degrees less, you feel crisp.
You definitely
You feel cold.
Yeah.
But at 70, you're like, oh yeah, this is perfect, right? I want you to walk in and then feel the slight chill down the back of your throat going, maybe I need a sweater.
I mean,
Like when you walk into a movie theater.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I didn't notice it, but now that you brought it up, I can feel it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, especially because I'm wearing pants today. So.
Oh yeah. That's and I don't mind wearing something like a sweater, and I honestly think that I might have to now coming into winter, just because my preference would be more or less to not have like a cold sweat. Because I definitely feel like that just plays too much in, for one, my comfort, but like two, I feel like I'll get sick. I mean, fact check this. I might not actually, but I don't know. I'm weird like that.
Yeah, I mean that's the blankets and hoodies.
Yeah, and honestly, to yesterday, I had a hoodie on just as like a pump cover.
Yep.
But it was nice 'cause I had like my hair kind of stuffed in my hoodie as well, 'cause he getting out of control.
Yeah, but as a guy that doesn't have a lot of hair, you have to appreciate it when you do have good hair.
You just don't grow your hair out though, yeah?
No, it would look ratty. It would look like Kurt Cobain, and not in a good way.
Have you ever grown your hair out? Is it 'cause it's just super straight, huh?
It is super straight,
Ah.
super white dude hair. Straight.
And you've never grown it out?
I grew it out when like everybody had to have it longer. in
COVID?
high school.
Oh.
Yeah, COVID. No,
Nah, like you didn't have a barber.
Nah, I just had my mom trim it up. Good enough.
You said, "Mom, buzz it."
Absolutely. Get it. Who am I trying to impress? I didn't care.
Okay, yeah, I guess. You're like, well, I got a rod and a car and a dog.
Yeah.
Metal rod, car, and dog. Who am I trying to impress?
Yeah.
Maybe the metal rod. 'Cause if you look back at the metal rod, you might see yourself. Oh.
I'm totally lost of where you're going with a
Deep.
metal rod.
Because you weld.
Oh.
Oh, I did not know that. You're so funny. You're so funny.
Okay. Yeah. So.
The wrong one. Where is it? There. This one.
Yeah, he got a little friend's laugh thrown in there. There you go.
It lasts 10 seconds longer. 3, 2, 1. Yo, if you guys have any comments on how we should deal with that, let us know. Let me know.
Yeah. Yep. So, actually, you mentioned that my legs were small, but I do have to. Normally, you bring guests on and you get to talk about their lives, but I'm going to give you some credit here. Since I've been doing your boot camp, I have definitely seen changes in my body.
You haven't been to the boot camp in like a month.
No. I was there a week ago.
3 weeks ago.
A week ago.
2 weeks ago.
A week ago.
You weren't at the community workout, were you?
No, that was.
You were at the community
Okay.
workout maybe before then.
Yeah. But I'm giving you credit here, man.
Appreciate it, though.
Yeah, all because you said.
Well, I mean, it started with boot camp, and it started to
Sure.
progress into your own workout, though.
it
I'm
did.
assuming.
It did because, I mean, once I kind of learned what I could do with my legs without hurting myself, then I could take it all out on my own.
Wow, you never knew that until, like, going to the boot camps, or what?
No, I always worked out with a friend, and then, he had kids, and he stopped going to the gym, so I tried it by myself. I got hurt.
Dang, what'd you do that you got hurt?
I was on the hack squat. I pulled a muscle in my back, and it was miserable for a long time. I stayed away from legs because I was afraid of getting hurt. And then
Why don't you just do simple things like the machines, like the quad extensions or like the leg press and things that don't load onto your lower back?
Because I didn't really know any better. I never had a trainer. I never had any of that. I kind of just got into the gym with my friend. He said, "Hey, do some of these workouts," and I kind of figured out what works for me and what doesn't. As far as everything other than legs.
That's interesting. I always thought gym to be, but I guess it's not really self-explanatory.
No, and you sign up for a gym membership, and it's just like, here, go for it. See what you can do. Like, somebody should show you how to use some of the machines, and now that I've kind of gotten to a point where...
And that's where they try to sell you on the PT thing, like personal training or even just going to a boot camp, too, because it's an extra commodity to learn, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, people just have TikTok videos, or there's actually... what I used to actually use was an app called Fitbod.
Okay.
And I would just put in what I was using at that time, so I would just kind of isolate. So when I started off, I would run like a mile, and then I would just isolate whatever I was working on. So if I was just working on back, I would do an hour and then put back and then give me like a bunch of different back exercises. And they had video tutorials as well.
Sure.
So I would just kind of watch those and then just kind of go to whatever machine that it was. And
Yeah.
And it worked for the most part. It worked, and then I started to work out with other people as well, and kind of got a little bit of a gain of different exercises.
Yeah. The other thing I hate with working out with other people is it takes your 45-minute workout and it turns it to an hour and 30. Because not only is it somebody else doing the same workout.
Not unless you're set at the same way as your friend, and their rest time and your rest time are your guys' like works.
Yeah, but you guys, we talk so much, and that's our problem. At least with my buddy, it would be.
You gotta talk and work, man. I've been like, the other day that we went on a walk.
No, see, and he would say some of the most outlandish shit that we had to hash that out before I could finish doing what I was doing. So I mean, he taught me a lot and got me going. But now that I work out on my own in the mornings, like it's 45 minutes to 50 minutes in and out, and I'm on with my day. Except for that is kind of like the thing that you look forward to working out sometimes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what do you see when you work out? Is that something that you look forward to? That's something that you're like, that is what just starts your day.
So after high school, I gained a ton of weight. I was about 185, 190, and for being a shorter guy, that doesn't look good.
Interesting.
Not a good 190. So then I started working out. I and now it's just in my head. If I miss it, then I'm instantly gonna go back to that guy. I know that that's not how that works, but it's in my head. So it's just one of those like.
Hey, trauma's everywhere, and when it's fat trauma, you're just like, I have to go to the gym.
Oh, and it works for me. So
I have to go to the gym now.
I will use that for my advantage.
You still eat though?
Oh,
So, yeah.
I eat so much. I eat
Gym
so much.
makes you hungry all the time.
To me, it allows me to eat the amount of Mexican food that I eat because my mom is constantly cooking.
Wait, Kent, but what's your mom? Hispanic?
Yeah.
But your daddy white?
My dad is white.
Does your dad have the same name as you?
Yes.
I stalked your Instagram.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I stalked your Instagram, and I found the picture of your dad and you, and they're like, happy birthday, Steven. And I'm just like.
Yeah, there's a lot that it's like.
Who are they saying happy birthday to? Oh, Papa Steve.
Yeah.
Papa Steve.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Now you sound like all my friends.
Oh, okay, Papa Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are you junior then?
I am not. We have two different middle names.
Oh. Does that still make you a junior?
Nah, it has to be the full name.
Full name?
Yeah.
I lost mine. I think it's well, I'm not think, but we're green right now. It's Zayden Hendricks Stevens. So
You lost your middle name?
no. My chance to call my son Richard Andres Stevens.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a senior, he's a junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't win that argument.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do it on your firstborn son, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My brother got Christopher and I got Steven. So.
They said we ran out of names.
Yeah, I think that my parents were done after 2.
My parents were for sure done after 2. They had me and they're like, no, not again.
From all accounts, my parents said I was a great kid. But I think the problem was once they got me and my brother together, it was like, okay, we can't have a third because you couldn't separate us at that time. You still can't, but we couldn't use a third. And God, so lucky that we didn't get a girl. If it would have been the two of us and a girl, wow, it would have been rough.
Well, how would that have worked out?
Oh, it just would have been a small version of my mother, and God, she would have been in charge, and it would have been dangerous.
Oh. Said, you're in charge of the stupid shit now.
Yes.
She said, really?
Yeah.
And I get 2 older boys?
Yeah. And
Yay!
And I know that sometimes I say some sarcastic things, and I can be outlandish at times, but my brother, he's sharp. So he would have definitely taken care of anybody that came over to date our sister.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I kind of wanted to have a girl because it would have been definitely interesting in that fact as well. Just to be like, yeah, you're never going to date anyone?
Okay, so
Celibate, you're going to be a nun.
So when you found out you were having a kid and before you knew the gender, as a guy, you automatically go, I would like a boy. But when I found out I was having a girl, it obviously doesn't change the fact that you're going to love your kid, but it changes the way that you instantly think because you...
It's funny because I definitely wanted a girl.
Really?
Yeah, I want a boy one day, but like if I had to start off, yeah, I wanted a girl to start off with.
Man, I was the
Are
opposite.
girls not easier?
No, I just thought that there's things that you don't know because you're a guy. That
Everything. I don't know anything.
Right, but you have to learn that to raise a girl. So you have to ask a lot of questions to a lot of women. So
I have asked women a lot of questions in my tenure of being alive.
no, but I'm
a lot of outlandish questions.
That's not the kind of questions I was getting at. Like you rely on your mom and their experience to help you raise a girl because they have different experiences going through life than what a guy does. So, like, you never have to look over your shoulder when you're walking at night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, like,
I got you.
As a parent, you have to prepare your daughter to be...
Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So here's the other thing. I would have made my daughter a fighter. She would have been a tomboy.
Yep.
Okay, the first thing out the womb, this kid has to learn multiple languages for one, but also learn how to defend himself.
Yep.
So my daughter would be a boy. She would be basically a boy. She would be speaking Spanish, other languages, kicking the crap out of kids, and also being stupid intelligent and a snob. It is what it is. But yes, I will always make sure she knew to watch her back no matter what. Yeah. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that like you don't ever think about that as a guy. So that's something that you have to do differently for a woman.
I do. I think about that as a guy. How do you think I get to talk to so many women? I'm just kidding. I wait for the weak spot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But being a dad, it changes your life.
Yeah.
You go from thinking about
I don't know. I'm not a dad yet, I guess.
No.
They say you're a dad already, but all I have done is support.
No, but you've obviously bought things, right? You're preparing yourself.
Yeah, there's some stuff up there.
Right?
There's some stuff up there.
Right. So you're getting yourself into the mindset, and I'll agree with you on this. It doesn't click until they hand you your kid, and immediately it changes. And no longer do you think like, what am I doing today? It's what do I do with him today?
Oh, that's so real. Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about that a lot. Whenever I have some free time, my thoughts are always like, in this free time, I'm going to be, instead of contemplating what I'm going to do or whatever like that, I'm going to be going to take care of this kid. So I'm also thinking about now I need to have more of a set schedule so that way I don't really have free time. It's more just like doing something with him or helping or whatever the case may be, I guess.
Yeah, and the first experiences of everything is just, you never want to miss that. So like, the first time that they try certain foods and you see their face light up and then I want that. It's crazy.
You said, no, you're not at that level yet.
No.
I gave you some of those gummies just to suck on, but you can't have those CBD gummies in.
No, nothing like that. But
those are still mine.
But like, he said, oh, tasty. And then your parents will tell you things like, hey, you did that as a kid. And that's the craziest thing to realize, because they never got to experience you as a kid. So how did they know to do the things that you were doing as a kid? But it's mind blowing. Like my daughter,
I can only imagine. Except the difference is, he will do what she did as a kid. So that might be even scary. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the other parents is going to be in there too, but I mean,
he said, but you'll see your tendencies.
You do see yours.
And that's what's crazy.
Yes.
I think it's going to be funny, though, because I don't know. I'm either debating on how he's going to be. It's either going to be a mimic of me. It's just going to be a mini me of me. Or it's going to be a cool blend between me and her, which, if that was the case, she has a very, like, lower down-to-earth kind of nature, flow kind of, personality, I guess. And then me, I'm just like, I'm just, always bouncing up and down, moving, and constantly can't stop. And so I am hoping it's going to be probably a balance of both of us, but it ends up being more of her than me. Then he's just going to be a chill kid.
Yeah, I don't.
We didn't come here to talk about my kid. We came here to expose your lies.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Steven, Ken, what do you do for a living?
I'm a welder. I build race cars with my dad.
So, okay, you just build race cars, or you weld other projects as well, and on the side you guys build race cars?
So the business was never really intended to be we just build race cars. We were basically doing everything else. But our race car side of the business kind of took off more, so we're more race car based. We build brand new ones. We fix crashed ones. We also do handrail jobs, which is easy there. Yeah, it's just stainless welding, stuff like that. Offshore oil stuff. We did a lot for that on the EPA side to test the water before they dump it back into the ocean. So,
okay, cool.
We've done stainless trolleys that they push around at wineries with a pump so that they could pump it straight out of the wine when you're on a wine tasting venue. Yeah.
That locally or no?
It was for someone locally, but I'm pretty sure that they sold it somewhere else.
So do you guys do a lot of non-local work then too as well?
Yeah, the offshore stuff is from Canada.
So but you won't go there and weld, right?
No. So they send us prints, and then we just make it to their specs.
Okay.
Yeah. The only problem with it is engineers suck. I mean,
that's so funny because I was in the field today talking about that because we had so many design flaws because we were doing a walk actually for one of the sites. So we're doing a walk. So there's also a pole location that had to be replaced somewhere else because of an old plan. And even the new location was just like close, but not like exactly what we want. Then the next site that we walked around to, we also had like 2 boxes and a sewer line that had to be kind of figured out of whether or not they had the space for it as well, because everything is in juncture around other people's property. There's also a rail line right next to them, and there's all these things. And it's funny because all these prints were also made like about 5, 6, 7 years ago as well. So yeah, engineering is not perfect, and it's so funny because I'm like, every time there's something that's wrong, I said engineering is not a perfection, or it's what was it? It's not it's not perfect, but it's a guess and check work.
Yeah, I think the biggest flaw in engineering is they don't have any field experience. So they have no problem with drawing it out, but they just don't know how to build it.
And what's funny is that we are on the field literally trying to map out on the field what they're trying to talk about.
Right.
So that's why we always run into a lot of issues. So yeah, when they try to map out something that's they have no relevance of.
Yeah, for us, the biggest problem with engineers is on angle. Well, I know I'm probably not what everybody else wants to hear, but on angle welding, the angle iron, the angle side is always going to be exact, but engineers measure it from the leg side, so they measure in. Well, that varies. Even though it says that it's a 1x1 angle, doesn't mean that piece is all the way out to an inch, because there's tolerances in the weld or in the material. So that will move the hole, and then when they're threaded and things like that, it won't line up.
So this point that you're saying from here,
yep,
to there, this is the end, but this is that corner that goes up, right?
Yep. So you have to go from the corner end out.
Because that's more accurate than going out in, because obviously you could have a bigger, longer, or whatever.
Yeah. So that's
so then why do they even gauge it like that? That's insane.
Because it's simpler. They do it from simplicity, and it's easy to draw it that way. So yeah, and then they do this other thing that just bugs me. Calipers, digital calipers, they'll be to decimal points. They run out to 6 inches. Okay, then they'll tell you this piece needs to be 16.2675. Well, my tape measure doesn't say. Well, there goes your video.
Already?
Yeah, 25 minutes.
How sad. You're doing so good.
Yeah, I try.
Well, I guess the rest of this will be in black and white. And I'll recharge that guy. Continue on what you were saying.
Basically, a tape measure can't measure out to what they expect.
And you said, what caliper are you talking about that you're checking?
Calipers will give you increments digitally so that
What is a caliper? Are you talking about the little thing that squeezes together or that you can open up? No? You don't know what I'm talking
the
about?
little thing that squeezes together. You lost me on that.
No, okay. What does a caliper do?
It'll measure the width of something. It's digital, and they run out and run back in. They have like little feeler gauges at the end. They open up and close.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you can get more exact.
Okay, you're saying that they get exact, but you're saying that not everything you work with is as exact like your tape measure?
Yeah. Because a tape measure can't get to certain decimal points. It can only get to whatever fractions that you're working with.
Millimeters? As low as millimeters?
No.
How low does it get as far as
1/16?
1/16?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you can go up to
1.625.
and yours gets as low as like two more decimal places?
Yeah, you can do much more accurate stuff with that. So you can get it into 30 seconds, 64ths, things like that.
How does that help more? With what you're building or how you're welding or what you're working with?
Yeah.
Get that close.
Basically that means whatever product the engineer is planning on putting onto the stand that I'm building, they measured it out to be that precise. So then they try and throw that measurement out to me to meet.
So they want you to meet their specifications.
Correct.
As precise as going down to that decimal place.
Right.
But you don't have a caliper.
I don't have a caliper that can reach that big. Yeah, I can stay within 6 inches and get it done. But when you're running out to, I think one of our stands, the problem was it goes 16 point something, then 32 point something, and there's no way I can get that accurate. So we've talked to them. Once I figure out that won't work, they oversize holes. Problem solved.
What do you mean? They oversize holes?
Yeah, so that if there is a mistake.
So you make the holes wider?
No.
They make the holes
I drill
wider.
and tap them, and then the product that they buy, then they remount the holes.
You drill and tap them, and then they remount them?
Dude, the one thing about what I do, everything you say is dirty. You have to grind on that? Yep, got to do some grinding.
Oh, yeah, you got to grind the welds down?
Got to grind them off. Yeah, drilling, tapping, threading. Torquing. I mean, what do you want to get into?
Hey, it's not twerking, it's torque.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to throw that ass.
Torque.
Yeah.
Torque. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And how did you guys get hooked up with something overseas like that?
My dad's a phenomenal welder. Any material he can weld. So
you just weld two iron pieces together and then...
So for the offshore stuff, especially the oil stuff, it is 316 stainless. So it's food grade stainless. But then they come with more particular metals like hastelloys and things like that. So then it just takes a different type of rod, but also you have to be able to weld that. And the welding procedure is very similar to the normal stainless, but it's the way that the rod flows in, and you have to know the heat and the way that it melts. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Oh. Has he ever been on an episode of Forged in Fire?
Dude, we love that show.
How is he never, I don't know, but there's probably a huge difference between the two, but has he ever forged anything himself?
No, but we talk about it all the time.
Does he have the equipment? Or
We
no?
do not. We do not have a forge.
Oh.
But I love that show.
You think you could build one? I bet you guys could build one.
I'm sure I could. I've always wanted to build a knife, like a nice Damascus knife.
Your own knife? You said,
Yeah.
475 folds.
Yeah, just chopping layers and doing that.
Ridiculous.
That show it bugs me so much. They break the knives like that, and then they go over to MIG weld them together. The first step you need to do is bevel that thing. Don't just stick them together and weld it, because then you just put your weld on top. What are you going to do? You're going to grind the weld off. There's nothing that penetrated.
Oh, yeah, when they're tack welding the
Yes.
yeah,
So
the Damascus together.
no, when they break knives,
Oh.
when they test them, and then they go slap them on the table, and they just run some beads over the top. You did nothing.
Oh, why would they? How many times have they broken them and put them together again?
I've seen
and
so many
rewelded them?
episodes. Yeah, and it.
When they tested them and they
no,
broke.
but before, like, they go to straighten them, and then they snap them, so they have
so
to
they
do something.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen some of that too. That's
And
so
then-
funny.
Yeah, just man, this show is great. I love the guys that always think, you know what I'm gonna do for a handle? I'm gonna do a burn through. Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna do a burn through for a handle. I know.
Well, that took too long, so I changed up. Yeah, no shit. I love it. I don't know what goes through some people's minds. I know it's a timed competition and that gets in their head, but go in with some sort of a plan.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Know how to do Damascus. God.
I'm gonna start off. we got oh my God. We got a first year welder right here. He's been welding bicycles together. I'm gonna do a Damascus.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a 452 weld Damascus.
Never done it before in my life. But
Never done it before, but we're gonna do it right
I
here.
might put a twist in it. Like, come on, dude.
I know. He said I'm gonna have a fake end, or what is it? The false end,
the
false side. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Great show.
Yeah, I know. These guys crack me up.
Yeah. I do like seeing some of the immaculate knife work and how well some of those guys work, but it also makes me laugh so hard when they fail.
He said, "Look how beautiful it snapped."
When the guy turns in
Have you ever? Well, you always build custom stuff, right?
Yeah.
You ever built anything custom that just snapped on you after your first try, and you're just like, "Well, I never want to do that again."
No, I mean, I've made mistakes in the shop. I'm not gonna lie about that, but
Oh, what kind of mistakes?
shit.
Yeah, your secrets come out.
Okay, one recently, building a radius rod for a pavement car.
Radius rod for a pavement car.
Yeah, so it holds the front end together.
The radius rod holds the front end, so it's
Yes.
just like a what? Like a 180
Nope,
rod that goes
just a straight
rod?
piece. But it's called a radius rod because it's bolted somewhere to the frame and then somewhere to the axle, and the axle will rotate on an arc, so it's a radius rod.
Oh, okay.
So on the pavement cars,
I semi-know cars.
yeah,
I work on my own.
Yeah, I like your car.
She cool.
So it's a piece of 1-inch 156 aluminum.
Graded. Food grade.
No, that's just
No, it's not food grade as well.
no. That stuff, race car stuff isn't food grade. Offshore oil stuff or anything that we do for anybody touching anything, that has got to be food grade.
Oh.
But for us, it was just thread both ends and then sleeve it with another piece of aluminum so that it's thicker, and then it's has more strength. Well, aluminum on aluminum gulls when you push it in. So I thread both ends, make it nice and perfect, go to push it in, and it gets tight. I think I could just push this thing all the way through, and it didn't. So it just
So just bent.
no, it just stuck, seized itself in there.
Oh, it didn't even want to go any bit further. It's just like, nope, I'm done.
And then, so the first thing you do is, okay, let me just tap it back out real quick before it is completely.
Yeah, to go from the other side, get
Yep.
a longer rod that's
Yes.
skinnier, and just try to tap it out.
Yes, and I hit it once with a hammer, and I hear my dad from the other side of the shop go, "I can cuss, right?"
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He goes, "It up, didn't you?" And I was like, "No." He's like, I was like, "Yeah." So then I had to mill the top part off, break it off, and then make another one. He's like, see how much time you wasted? I'm like, yeah, I know, but I just thought. And he's like, don't think, just do. Oh.
So what's the correct process on what you should have done?
I should have been easier, and as soon as I felt tension, I shouldn't have said, I can just shove this thing all the way through there. I should have just taken it out, turned it a little bit, slid it all the way through, been done. But instead, I just said
strength.
I said I go to gym. I do.
I gym.
Yeah.
I bang it in.
Yeah, and it was not a good thing.
What a dummy.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's okay. It's a learning process. Life is all about learning.
It is. And I say that the key to being a good manufacturer is learning how to fix your own mistakes. If you can fix your own mistakes, then you can basically do anything. But if you have to call in somebody else to fix them for you, you have a lot to learn.
You also got to learn what they did to fix your mistake.
Yeah, well, half the time they're so pissed off fixing your mistake, they tell you to go away.
Are we talking about your dad again?
Yeah.
Jeez. You said, Dad.
My dad is really good at what he does, but he's not exactly the best teacher. He's always watch what I do. Okay, I did it once. You got it.
I get that because I kind of used to be that way too. And then if you didn't do it right the second time, after I already showed you once, I'd be like, how stupid are you? Yeah. I showed you how to do it.
Yeah.
You're telling me you don't know how to do it?
Yep, that happens.
I know you know how to do it. Don't be that guy.
Yep.
You stupid. You stupid.
My dad's not that redneck.
I'm not saying your dad is. I just do accents. It's
Okay.
fun. I'm not making fun of your dad. You want me to talk your dad? Did your dad talk now? Every time I talk about your dad talk like it.
Okay.
You said, imagine if my dad actually talked like that. I wouldn't take him
rough.
serious ever.
No, you couldn't.
You're like, Dad, shut up.
He's got a big old burly mustache. You can't sound like that.
Don't talk like this.
No.
Okay, I'm done with the voices.
Yeah, he's not Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
Love that. So you build the chassis for the race cars.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about this.
So I think we started building them in 2008. We started building them for Jason Myers, and he went on
Who's Jason Myers?
Just a local race car driver.
Oh, okay.
He was on.
He just heard about you guys because your dad's really good with metal.
No, so we always repaired race cars. That was our thing. But my dad never wanted to
raced?
Yes, my dad raced.
So he had already had his foot in the door.
Yeah.
So you're just you were just born to just overshadow your dad and been like, all right, son, now you're going to be the mechanic. You're going to be the racer.
Basically. I mean, everybody wants to be their dad, right? To an extent.
I did learn how to cook like my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I obviously I idolize my dad. So
Aww.
Yeah.
Is there an aw button on here?
No, I don't. I hope not. Clapping.
That one works.
Good enough. But yeah, so he's a really good race car driver in his own right. He won multiple championships in California.
Indianapolis 500?
Nah, he never went that.
He was never on the cup?
Nah, he never did pavement stuff. We just strictly do dirt. Yeah. So he's won all the big West Coast races.
Is he the Hudson Hornet?
He's my Hudson Hornet.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't do it again. It's come on.
So sweet.
Yeah, so like I said, we repaired cars for a long time, and then finally Jason said, I want you to build me a frame. So the way that my dad works is everything has to have a fixture, so that if he built it once, he can build it twice.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's real, because you could, if you want to fabricate, you fabricate,
Yeah.
again.
And so Jason took those on the World Outlaw Tour, which for dirt racing would be the equivalent of NASCAR. And the second year out, he won the championship the next year. And we went from building 6 race cars a year to 56 in 1 year.
How How long does it take you to build a car?
It takes me a while.
But you could build 56 in a year. That takes you less than a week.
Yeah, so when we hit that mark, that's the most we've ever sold in a year. I would build a ton of parts at once and then just roll through them. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was just consistent, and I would do things over and over. So repetitive. It was basically an assembly line.
Assembly line. Thank you.
It was just me though.
He said it was an assembly line of just myself.
Yeah.
Welding. Weld. Swipe.
Yep.
Weld. Swipe away the sweat.
So
Wipe away? Not swipe away.
I build the car and then he welds it all out.
Like that?
Actually we have done some trophy truck work.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dirt go.
They're fun, but I mean, a lot of those guys are more into how does my truck look rather than how does my truck handle.
Oh, because those guys aren't really racing like they're
Some
racing.
of them are, and then some of them just have that. I want to look like I'm a race car driver.
Oh, that's me. I want to look like a race car. That's why my Mustang looks like a race car, but she don't drive like one.
No,
Not yet. I will rebuild that engine though. I will rebuild that engine piece by piece and then throw a Paxton Pro Charger in that hoe.
Yeah.
And she is just gonna suck so much air.
So let me ask you if you have you been to MB2 or now it's K1 racing?
I have been to MB2. It's called
yeah?
K1 now.
Yeah, they got bought up.
Dang. I had a free session
Oh shit.
years ago.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
What, MB2?
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, those things go like quick enough for you to actually feel like you're having an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
They corner pretty well actually as
yeah.
well. But besides that, you feel like you're stuck to your car. It's just a matter of moving your body weight, I guess.
It is, especially with the karting thing. It's about how much you can shift weight. And if you've given up any weight, you're shit out of luck on that. Like
The little girl's gonna beat you if she knows how to race.
yes, by far. Except for the guy that worked there for a long time. He was kind of a heavier guy. He held like all the records, but he never had to deal with. I don't want to bag on him, but he never had to deal with tire hop because he weighed the cart down so much that he had better traction, so it never hopped.
That's so real.
Yeah, so I mean,
Or he had Titan suspension.
he also was the mechanic on all their
Yeah,
shit, so
he's like, I only take the track in this one.
yeah, I got my own in the back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He said this bitch is slammed.
Yeah.
And not because I'm sitting in it. I'm sorry.
No, you're pretty accurate.
I had to take the shot.
So like when a lot of us race car drivers, we would go there and just have fun on a weekend, and the thing was to try and let all the air pressure out of the tires, so that it would handle a ton better. And after we did it in one session
At the MB2?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just were waiting to go, and you're like,
Yeah, all you have to do is push the valve stem, let it out. Not all of it, but enough of it to where it would.
because I
Flaps
know
the
you have
sidewalls.
valve stem.
Oh, it doesn't take
Bleeders,
anything.
too.
You just have to push it.
I know, but I'm pretty sure you have a bleeder that you just had.
Yeah, you could. But we got kicked out after our first race there.
Because they saw you guys do it?
Yeah, they're like, you guys can't be doing that anymore. Well, yeah, we can't. We shouldn't be, but how hard is it to put a little bit of air in them?
You said put the air back in after we're done.
You're good.
I said no.
Yeah.
So you guys got to race first, and then they kicked you out?
They didn't notice that everything was wrong until we came back in, and they were like, why does it look like all the carts have flat tires? Well,
You said they do.
they do compared to what you normally push us out there with.
God, how much PSI did you take out of there? Like 10?
It doesn't take much because they're such small tires. So just press them a little bit, and you're good to go.
You said, can I get some more air?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot that goes into like general carts like that, because you can get the one that doesn't have good brakes, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, you just got to feather the pedal.
No, because you can't lift on those because
They just roll, huh?
Yeah, you just push brake and let the brake slow the car down.
They don't roll. at all.
No. So you
just
just slow it
stop.
with brakes, and you keep it in so that the wheels are turning. Otherwise, it doesn't want to react the way that you want it to.
Real. I'm not a professional like yourself. So tell us a little about your quote unquote racing career.
Okay, so I started when I was 10.
In MB2, I'm assuming.
No, we had junior sprints. So we went to Plaza Park in Visalia and Lemoore off the freeway there. And we did a lot of racing there. I did that until I was 18. So my brother had a car, I had a car. I was he was better in the restricted 600 stuff than I ever was. But
It's called restricted 600.
so there's junior sprints that you race from 10 to 12,
Mm-hmm.
and then you race the restricteds from.
I feel like I need to let my kid do this.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Does it cost a lot
Yes. Yeah. Well, racing's very expensive anymore.
anymore?
Oh yeah, it got to be from where you could just kind of put a car together and then go race and have fun. Now it's, if you want to compete, you have to have the motors that compete at that level. Well, they're super expensive and they only last 3 to 4 races. And on top of that, titanium has taken over everything. So now you need titanium brakes on a 600 car that is just supposed to be the introduction into racing. You're spending extreme amounts of money just to get your kid into it. It's insane.
Like a $5,000 car or more?
More.
Jeez.
I mean, the frames that we build are $4,000, and that's being very cheap. They should cost $6,000, but they don't.
Damn, that's just the frame.
That is just the frame. Okay, so then you got
Ooh.
a $3,000 rear end. Okay, so then you have right rear wheels, $1,000. So let's say $2,000 for left and right. $700 for the fronts. So add that in. Top wing is $1,000. Front wing is about, I think they're $192 right now.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, those are good. You run through those, so don't worry about those. A front end is just about $1,500. Then you have a brake system that's, I think that the top of the line tie brake system's about $5,000.
What if he tries to brake like Freddie Flintstone?
You can't do that. The brakes are very important in racing.
He said,
Very important.
Just shove his feet to the ground.
Yeah, so then the motors have gone from where you could buy a good 360 that I race $25,000, $27,000. Now they're up to $60,000.
What?
Yeah.
My car is not even that much.
Yep, and that's the tough part about.
Well, that car will beat my car, right?
What? The sprint car?
Yeah.
They have about 800 horsepower in the 360s.
Oh yeah, that's gonna shit on my car.
Yeah, and they only weigh about 1,500 pounds.
Oh, why don't I just go and race people on the streets with that?
Well, because we have stagger and they're not made for the street. We don't have headlights.
Turn on your headlights, you moron.
Yeah, we don't have headlights. We don't have
all right,
blinkers,
stickers.
none of that shit. Exactly.
Stickers.
We don't have enough fenders on our
reference.
cars.
Oh, you just have a roll cage.
Yeah, they're open wheel.
Yeah.
Catch a wheel, and that's a fun ride.
He said, my wheels are open.
Yeah. So, I mean, crashing, everybody kind of assumes that it's something painful that happens quick because you watch it, and it does happen very quickly. But when you crash and you flip like that, it is 100% what happens in Talladega Nights when he's saying, I'm flying through the air, this cannot be good. You have so much time.
It's my favorite movie. Sorry.
That you're hanging in the air. It feels like an eternity. And then you hit, and the sounds are just you hear aluminum crunching, metal hitting, and yeah.
So you've been in a crash yourself?
Yeah.
Multiple or just like one?
No,
big?
I mean every race car driver's been in multiple. It's part of the racing, so you have to learn to bounce back and kind of erase the thoughts of I just crashed.
So, and your roll cage has always saved you?
Absolutely. I do think that my dad and I build the safest race car on the market. Not only is it safe, it's
Because part of that chassis is that roll cage?
oh yeah. We put Ours is a little bit different than everybody else's. We have an integral halo, so it goes above your head to protect the head. Everybody else's is more open cockpit. That's more of an old school way of doing things. But
So you have just a little like metal ring around your head? What if you knock your head into it?
my head can't get to it. I have about 5 to 6 inches of clearance.
Oh, so it's if you're upside down, your head
It's
locks into
just
it,
to
or what?
prevent when you crash and the cage is facing the racetrack. No car can hit you and enter the cage to hit the top of your head.
Ah.
Yeah, that happened to one of my dad's friends, and he's fine, but he got lucky. Like, you could see the rear end suspension, the imprint that it left on the back of his seat. Like, it just barely missed the back of his head.
Oof.
Yeah. He still had to go through a ton of therapy to get to where he's at now, but he's alive.
Yeah, near death will do that. I've never had a near death experience, so until that happens, I think maybe I'll just keep living the way I'm living.
You should.
Yeah,
Don't let up.
I know. I want to go race now. I wish I could track my Mustang. That'd be freaking crazy. That'd be freaking crazy. I mean, it's not anything fast, but just going out and just kind of just sticking her to the ground.
You could do bracket dragster racing.
Where? Yeah, I mean, still, though. I mean, I've played with her. I don't know. She needs a lot to be done. But I would redo the diff. I'm going to have to go back and just everything would have to be taken out from suspension, brakes, because I'd have to get big boy brakes. I'd have to get better coilovers, give me the ability to actually stick her to the ground as well with a stiffer suspension. Definitely take out the original axles. Gonna have to put something in that's a lot more worth taking that torque. Transmissions, I don't know what transmission I would want to go with, because the 5-speed that I have now is a T56, I want to say, and it's not too bad.
Is it an automatic?
No, it's a 5-speed.
Okay.
Yeah, third gear is just so long. But I'd probably just get that one redone and then have the synchros kind of...
So you drive around a manual car all the time?
Not all the time anymore because I have the work truck, but yeah.
How annoying is that?
Love it.
Really?
I rip through traffic in Fresno.
Well, that's not the point, but just like constantly having
It is
to
not
shift.
even in my head. It's literally... And it's good because it keeps me focused on driving instead of doing other shit, too.
Yeah.
Like looking at your phone or whatever else might be. But for the most part, yeah, no, I enjoy it. It's literally second nature. I don't even think about it anymore.
That's pretty cool.
Not even a thought in my head goes through. I automatically shift. Everything is just so quick. I redid my clutch, too, so my new clutch is, it's pressured for like 600 horsepower, which it's not going to get.
And you drive with 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So proud of you.
Who drives with one? Like...
Most
An
people drive with one.
automatic, yeah, but you can't drive with 1 foot if you have a clutch.
No, but like my car's an automatic. I drive with 2 feet.
You could, yeah, you're crazy though.
So in a race car, when you sit, at least in the sprint car, the torque tube goes in between your legs. So there's no way you could drive that with 1 foot. So I've always learned to race with 2 feet.
Oh, because it goes in between of where you brake. So you're braking with your left foot then?
All the time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still brake with my right, then just clutch left.
Yeah. If you became a race car driver, you would
probably have to brake left and clutch. I'd probably have to fan my brake and clutch.
Yeah.
And then just use right for gas, huh?
Yeah.
Which is funny because I have fanned the brake and gas with 1 foot.
Okay, so
clutch, but I haven't done it with my left foot.
It really just depends on what's more comfortable for you. So that happens both ways.
Interesting.
Yeah, you watch.
But if I have a tube in the middle and boned,
yeah, you can't get over.
Then I gotta brake with my. You gotta learn to brake with your left because my left doesn't have that kind of memory yet to it. All it knows is clutch in, which doesn't really take feathering.
But we don't have clutches on ours.
Because it's just automatic.
It's a direct drive, so it's got
one gear.
One gear.
One gear.
It's in gear. It's out of gear. We have to get pushed to start. There's no there's no electric fire it up and drive it over.
And once you stop, you're stopped.
Yeah, you're screwed.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
you said let her go. Oh,
it's different. Because in the early, when I was 16, the 600 stuff is all motorcycle engines. They're salvaged motorcycle engines that they put in.
okay.
So
2 cylinders?
4.
4.
So I learned to speed shift, so you don't have to use the clutch. So you just RPM the motor up enough,
And then shift straight into a gear.
lift and shove it into the next gear. Then when I was driving my buddy's car around,
That's funny. I had to do that with when my clutch started to go out. I was doing that on my Mustang, which is sketch as balls too, because I was trying to shove it into first gear and let it roll on just grinding first gear. And then once it got in, I'm like, all right, we're good.
like you just have to watch the RPMs. You hit a certain thing, you can lift and shove, and it syncs up. But
Not if you had a dead stop.
that's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a good point. So one of my buddies had a manual car, right? And I'm not a big drinker. I didn't start drinking until I turned 21. So all my
He
friends
said,
would go
until I had a baby.
no. So all my friends would go out and they drink, right? So we take the guy's car that only he can drive, right? And of
So that way, only he could drive.
Well, I don't drink that night because I'm not doing that. I was afraid of losing my race car. So they're all like, "Oh, Steve can drive us home." Fuck. Okay. So I said, "Guys, I only know how to speed shift. I don't know how to do this." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Hang on, here we go." So once we get out of first, second gear, fuck it, we're good.
You had an actual clutch and you just didn't use it.
It's not my car.
Didn't even use it. He
No
said, "Don't
problem.
worry, man. I'm not gonna burn your clutch. I'm just gonna burn your tranny."
Nah, he was fine. I mean, everybody got home safe. They were
He's
happy.
like, keep it going. I said, let's do another lap.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's wild. Yeah, no, I had tried to on my other actual channel. I have my car stuff that I worked on my car. I have film of it. I really want to do more of that eventually one day when I have a little bit more time. Maybe get my kid involved as well.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I had tried to teach people how to drive a stick shift car.
Yeah.
So one of them was a girl that I was dating at the time, and I was teaching her.
Bold.
Huh?
Bold.
Why?
Because, dude, that could.
Honestly, I had taught her a couple other times. It's the one video. It's the first video that pops up actually on that YouTube. Actually, you see it. And I was teaching her, and she does a very good job. I mean, there's times where the pressure's on, even though we're at a red light, and she just stalls, and it's funny because I'm like, all right, now you got to restart. But once she gets it down, it's just like driving any normal vehicle, except you have to shift it yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
You're still driving a car.
Yeah.
It's a race car now.
Have you ever taught somebody how to play golf?
I kind of have tried. I still don't even know how to play golf myself.
Oh God.
So yeah, I have tried to help whoever is with me at the time or someone I've seen. And honestly, I will probably have someone else teach my kid how to play golf, most likely, because maybe we'll learn from the same instructor, because I still don't know.
Oh, it is one of the most frustrating things to do.
To teach someone?
To teach someone, yeah.
Yeah.
To teach people.
To teach people in general is pretty
Difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that with all the training that you do.
Oh, I don't know. That's not too bad because it's just about the form, and the form isn't anything, in my opinion, that's hard to change. It all stays the same. And I think, if anything, people can learn their form a little bit quicker just by going slow. And especially if they know nothing, sometimes it's easier. They say that actually training people who have been trained before or have some kind of experience is a lot easier, which is, I don't know, hit and miss. I mean, for yourself, do you think that you're able to pick up a lot easier on things than maybe most people?
As far as the gym, I mean, yeah, everything but legs. I'm still struggling with that. That's not my favorite thing. I'm always afraid my form's going to be off here or there. So Oh,
I think that's a traumatic thing because of the whole back situation, in my opinion.
probably. But
We got visual back, guys, on the
There you go.
last part of the freaking podcast. We got visual back. I apologize. I thought I had fixed this issue. Apparently, I had not. But you're welcome.
yeah,
That's funny. Well, we'll get you into an area to where you stop thinking about it.
I don't think about it as much anymore. But like certain things like RDLs, it's in my head.
RDLs,
And
you don't need to go heavy for.
I know.
RDLs, you just need to have fun with and just kind of work it correctly. Or do the curls, because there's also a machine at the gym that you can do hamstring curls with as well.
Yep.
So I mean, if you're afraid of throwing your back out, just do the curls.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Does any of that help you as far as
Racing?
yeah?
I mean, the way that I work out now doesn't necessarily help me. But before, I used to do a lot of cardio, and that's kind of where I was at. But now I do a lot more lifting.
Yeah.
But before,
Do you think you need more cardio in the cockpit?
yes,
Because
you can't. It hits different muscles, and that's just one thing. Like motorcycle riders,
like golf. No.
hey, yes, but motorcycle riders will tell you that arm pump's the worst, and that's just because you overstimulate your forearms, and then you get too much blood in there, and then they don't want to work. So it's
Trying to turn or clutch in.
yes. So I always try, and I do like to lift heavier now. I think that's part just to feed my own ego, but
Yeah, we all got to do that sometimes.
yeah, I like to end my arm workout by trying to force myself into arm pump, and just to see how far I can go. Like I'll just curl like the 10-pound plates and kind of make sure that I don't have a very good grip on them. So I curl them and I squeeze and I try and get all the blood to go to my arms just to push that cardio limit.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I am not the best trainer, apparently. No, just
No, I mean that's just something that I learned kind of just to change my own workout to modify it to what fits.
that's good. So you won any championships yourself?
No, I am not my dad. I have only won one race in my sprint car career, and then last year I was leading, should have had it won, and the mag broke. So, which means all the electronics, so no spark. Yeah, I'd led every single lap. I led the dash, which is basically lines you up. I won that. Led every single lap with 3 to go.
So what happened? What was the reason why? Did you find it out?
Yeah, the ground wire broke. And for the people that don't know, the ground wire is the most pathetic way to lose a race, because the ground wire is the last thing you put on. Yeah, so that was pretty traumatic.
And you lost all spark.
Yeah, so that was pretty lame.
That's hard.
Yeah, and then this year,
I've lost a lot of races. I've won some.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are just 1v1s. That's not 1v100.
Oh, there's only like 24 of us that make the main event, so we go from there. But our racing schedule has been cut back pretty much this year to just what's local. And I cannot qualify this year, so that's been my struggle. But,
Why?
That's just going out there and having the best 2 laps that you possibly can. And I've just been struggling with that because I haven't had the consistency in the car. But by the end of the night, I'm normally really good. I've passed more cars than anybody else, so that part's always satisfying. But then when you get out of the car and you look at the lap times, you go, if I would have started up front, I could have raced for this instead of trying to pass all the guys to get to where I'm at.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you can still keep to it?
Yeah. I really enjoy it. It's motivating. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I enjoy doing it. It's something that, again, I do with my dad. And
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you say that it's something that maybe you want to do if you had every opportunity in this world and someone came down and said, Mr. Ken, I'm going to give you your wildest dreams?
no,
You think you live in it?
no.
What do you want to do?
I'd be the GM for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm crying.
Yeah, come on. Like,
This guy
give-
right here.
give me anything. That's where I'm going.
I'm crying. Why?
I love football.
So you have that much of a passion for football that you would love to stack together your team.
I really think that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
To kind of be the guy that goes to all the college games just to check on players and then figure it out how to make people work. I think that would be a lot of fun. A lot of responsibility to put on one man's shoulders. And
Interesting.
be the
Have
guy
you
that can do
even contemplated trying? Have you even met your owner yet?
no, I've been to Dallas, but
You should race over there, and then maybe somehow this fool's over there
Yeah.
watching one of your races.
Yeah.
But hey, I just wanted to say hello. Maybe an opportunity to be your GM.
yeah, that'd be wonderful. But
Sell Dak Prescott. What?
something's got to be done because he's got a $56 million cap hit next year.
What's insane is that the Niners and the Cowboys have yet to play, and that is my team versus his. So after this airs, they will have duked it out, and we will have a victor.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say that Dak's gonna throw 2 interceptions.
One can only hope.
Oh, dude, I have plenty of faith in him. I don't think that we win that game.
I think it'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be a blowout. And if it is a blowout, it'll be a blowout maybe on Dallas's side.
Oh, wow.
I think Dallas has shown they're pretty crazy. But if it is a blowout anywhere, I think Dallas is the one that might be having the upper hands. Yeah, that's right. I said that. Don't let anyone know that I said that or repeat it.
I think that if we still had Trevon Diggs, it'd be a different ball game.
Oh, that's true, huh? You are down.
Yeah. But
Sucker.
Fresno State's Deron Bland is the real deal.
All right. Well, we'll have to see next week, just like you guys are going to have to see next week's episode as well. It's going to be fun and exciting. I appreciate you guys being here with us on this episode. Any last words?
Always remember to charge your equipment.
Always remember to charge your equipment. You're so funny. I just want to thank you for being here, though.
Absolutely.
Seriously. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I apologize very much that you guys are going to be watching a black screen for a while. If you want to skip to the good stuff, just go straight to the new segment of Side Talk. Oh, Side Talk, where nothing is bleeped out and you can't see us also. All right, guys, take it easy.